Myself and Lenin Rakesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education Research, Chennai. The course name is Rapid Prototyping. Topic is Rapid Tooling Processes. Rapid tooling. So, how we can define rapid tooling? Rapid tooling, basically, that is the term to describe a process. Either we use a rapid prototyping model as a pattern for creating the mold quickly, or we can use the rapid prototyping processes directly to fabricate the tool for the limited volume of prototypes. So the rapid tooling, it is when rapid prototyping techniques and the conventional tooling practices are used together to produce the mold quickly. So this process, rapid tooling, so we use to prepare the parts of a model from the CAD data in less time and at a lower cost when comparing to our traditional manufacturing methods. So rapid tooling we use as a channel to produce injection molding parts. So the most common rapid tooling methods are KEL tool, sprayed metal tooling, investment casting, SLS, stereolithography. Here the rapid tooling, we describe the process whether you use the rapid prototyping model as a pattern for creating the mold quickly. Some examples of rapid tooling products you can see. First one is the example of a porous metal mold by means of rapid tooling, and the second shows an example of a plaster mold made by the rapid tooling. If you take the applications of rapid tooling, the injection molding we use for the rapid prototyping, and for high volume manufacturing for producing the parts in thousands. So the examples of injection molding, Lego bricks, bottle caps, medical syringes are examples of injection molding. So what are the advantages here? High volume, wide range of materials. So what are the materials we use in rapid tooling? Nylon GFS. So here in rapid tooling, we go for our nylon. So here also some examples of rapid tooling products. First one, we can see the example of a case mold which was developed through rapid tooling. Second example shows the example of a sand casting mold which was made by the rapid tooling. Rapid tooling processes. So these processes, we use the CAD/CAM techniques for making the tools and molds, say for product assessment, short production runs, and the full production. So the development cycles, it will be shortened, considerable, and it is more economic also. The classification, if we take rapid tooling, we classify into two different categories. Direct routes, which we use the CAD file for producing the tool in final material. Indirect routes, we are using the rapid prototyping model as our master pattern or case to make the molds are more traditional routes. Then comes our indirect routes. In our indirect routes, rapid prototyping molds we can use as the master molds for several applications. Example, silicon tooling to make wax molds for investment casting, for casting plastic parts, for the porous plastic molds, for pressure casting ceramics. We can use the case molds for bench casting. We can use the patterns for sand casting metals. We can use the wax rapid prototyping models, say for the last wax investment casting. So this is the rapid tooling for the investment casting. So the simplest method of applying the rapid prototyping operation for our other manufacturing processes. So the materials which we use in rapid tooling, that is most important. First we go for the nylon GFS. Nylon also is a thermoplastic. Here for the investment masking, here we can see the simplest method of applying the rapid prototyping operations for other manufacturing processes. So first pattern is created, second is the tree assembly, third we insert into the flask, then we fill with the investment, fifth one we can see the wax melt out, and sixth we can see the fill mold with the metal, seven is the water jet which is impinged, eighth one is the finishing. So this is the rapid tooling for investment casting. The rapid prototyping operation, we can take the stereolithography. Already we have discussed this in our topic 2. Say we use to create the pattern where photopolymers can be cured against our UV light for building the layers. Say for investment casting, the polymer we need to melt and burn from the ceramic mold. So the rapid tooling and injection molding. The injection molding we are using in rapid tooling. Why? Means for producing the molds are our mold inserts. So if you take the CAD model, we can produce, which can be easily be edited. So the common use of this technique is we can produce the molds for the slip casting of our ceramics. That is the main advantage or the technique. The technique, the nylon GFS. So the materials which you use in rapid tooling is the nylon. So nylon is the thermoplastic which has great mechanical properties. So it has high chemical and high abrasion resistance. It can be reinforced with glass fibers. The available is nylon 30% GF and 40%. So the PP. Next stands for polypropylene. Polypropylene also we are using in rapid tooling. So that is the most common material which we use in the injection molding. So it has high chemical resistance. Also it is available in the food grade PA6. PA6 is the performance plastic. So it has high degree of toughness and good surface finish. So that we use in rapid tooling. PA12. PA12 is the performance plastic with low temperature absorption and high dimensional strength and flexibility. Next comes our HDPE. HDPE is the high density polyethylene. It has high strength to density ratio, the impact resistant and long lasting. LDPE stands for low density polyethylene. It is highly flexible. It has good resistance. It is lightweight with the high strength. POM. POM stands for polyoxymethylene. It also has high temperature resistance and it has excellent chemical resistance and good dimensional stability. ABS. ABS, that is also a thermoplastic. So it has high impact resistance, low density, low cost. It can be reinforced with glass fibers. It is available 30% GF, 30% AB, 40% ABF and GF. So for production and export tooling, we can the tooling materials for the production molds will be P20, H13. The rapid tooling and the injection molding. So you can see the injection molded product, the mold tool which is created using the mold insert, the slip is poured into the mold, then the slip is drained from the mold to attain the uniform thickness. We can see in the figure, and removal of excess material from drainage site, and the finished product should be ready to be fired. So rapid tooling and RTB molding. What is RTB? RTB stands for room temperature vulcanizing molding. So RTB stands for room temperature vulcanizing molding. So the vulcanizing process, if you take rapid tooling always, it will play an important role in industries, especially in production of light usage of our short-run manufacturing of our large parts, say for automobiles, say space, aircrafts, for all these purposes. So in case of RTV molding, we can take the vulcanization process. The vulcanization process, we use the mixture of polymer and the curing agent for changing the state of the polymer by forming cross-linking bonds between our molecules. So we can perform by preparing the pattern of the part by any rapid prototyping technology. So our RTV rubber, we can pour over the pattern and allow to set. The mold we can use for injection molding. So that is the main disadvantage of this. So the type of rapid tooling is the mold has lesser mold life components within the rubber that can cause progressive damage. So it will be also limited to 25 parts. This is our RTV molding. Then our Kel tool process. If we take the Kel tool process, it can start by rapid prototyping a rubber mold. So that is also used to cast a steel powder and the polymer binder. So the mixture, it will be left to the mixture that will be left. Actually, the polymer binder mixture, so it has to be left for curing it in the green state. So once we are curing, what happens? It will be fired. It will be fired and the copper will be infiltrated in the mold, resulting in tool approximately 70% of steel and 30% of copper. So in 3D Kel tool process, fabricating the master pattern of our core and cavity, then we produce the RTV silicon rubber mold from the pattern. Then we fill the silicon rubber mold with the metal mixtures. That is most important to produce the green parts, duplicating the master. Then we fire the green parts in a furnace. For what purpose? In order to remove the plastic binder and sinter the metal particles together. So infiltrating the sinter particles means 70% dense insert with copper in the second surface furnace cycle to fill our 30% white space. So we finish the core and the cavity. So this mold we can polish or we can machine to the increased surface finish and good tolerances. So the finishing is normally not actually required. So Kel tool, it was created 25 years ago by 3M. The process, it provides greater accuracy advantages. These are the advantages: good surface finish. It can be made primarily as a steel tool. So we can create accurate molds. The mold life also, it can range from 1 lakh to parts. So the mold tools have limited size of volume, 150 mm cube. The molds, it will be strong enough. So the molds, if we are taking, that will be strong enough to withstand the injection mold temperature in the use. So the 3D Kel tool, it is unique. It is the commercially proven mold making solution. So we can create the production inserts in the prototype time frame. So the 3D Kel tool process, we can start with the mold cavity and core design in 3D CAD. The mold maker, we can determine the quality of the insert, and using the SLA master pattern and RTV transfer mold can be produced. So in the 3D Kel tool process, it can yield durable production steel insert. Process can yield durable production steel insert. So it can be 70% A6 tool and tungsten carbide and 30% of copper. So our hardness of the insert is also 30 to 34 RC and 46 to 50 RC after the heat treating. So the process reliability and repeatability produces accurate parts. That is our 3D Keltool process. So in this 3D Keltool process, if we are taking, so the moles will be strong enough for our withstanding the injection mold temperature. So the 3D Keltool process, we start with the CAD design of the core and cavity mold inserts, followed by the creation of the core and cavity patterns with the stereolithography of our other RP processes. You can see the ACES. ACES stands for acetyl clear epoxy solid. The ACES mold tool parts we can use as insert in standard injection molding machine. So it will be the easing, material handling and integration for the existing process. The molds also which we create using our SL stereolithography method, the cavity and underside of the mold, two mold house we can put together. You can fill with epoxy, ceramics, low melt metals or even thermoplastics. The tool life of say 10 to 100 parts, the tool will have a dynamic failure. So gradually degrading after each of the uses. So then comes the direct routes. Direct routes, the CAD file we can directly produce the part without for further operation. We can use for selective laser sintering. We can produce the porous metal molds by CAD/CAM, plaster molds by CNC machining, 3D printing for wide variety of material, steel, copper and polyamide, etc. So the new rapid tooling process, you can see step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 and step 6. So that is the new rapid tooling process. So in this, the three-dimensional computer model of the mold is being designed on the computer in the first case. Second, the plastic pattern with the complementary shape. You can see the figure. Step 2, the plastic pattern complementary shape to the mold. It will be fabricated using the RP process. It is the stereolithography. Third, you can see the thin metal. Third one, you can see the thin metal layer will be deposited on the cavity side of our plastic pattern by using the electrochemical process, such as forming the metal shell. So the metal shell also will be separated from the plastic pattern. So the metal ribs we need to add to the back of the metal for such that the metal shell for increasing the strength of the metal. So if we take the backside of the mold to prevent the leakage of the metal powder, the tool will be finished and ready for the molding operations. You can see the figure 1. So the backside of the mold, it will be sealed to prevent the leakage of metal powder. Once the tool is finished, it will be ready for the molding operations. So the advantage, shorter lead times, lower cost, it is economically friendly, eco-friendly, and the metal powder used in bag, that is fully recyclable. Then the advantages, reduced manufacturing time, it is much expensive. Effective communication, it will decrease the development time, the removal of redundant features, early viewing of the product, early market testing and early testing. It is the assembly and functional. Disadvantages, shorter tool life, it has less accurate tolerances, it is not suited for large size applications, a fail in product replication, the cost is debatable, it lacks an obvious stopping point and it will not produce reusable batch code. Then comes our vacuum mold casting. So if you take the vacuum mold casting, it is known in manufacturing industry as the V process. So our vacuum mold casting, we also term that as the V process. So that will employ the sand mold. So that also will contain no moisture or even binders. So the internal cavity, if you are taking the internal cavity, so the mold, it will hold the shape of the casting. It will hold the shape of the casting, that is our vacuum permanent mold casting or the vacuum mold casting. So in these cases of the vacuum casting, the vacuum molding, so that is the casting process, it was developed in late 1970s. So the vacuum mold casting, it is known in the manufacturing industry as the V process. So the special pattern we will use for the vacuum mold in the casting process. So the process description. So if you take the vacuum casting, so the special pattern we need for the vacuum mold casting, either a mass plate or a cope and drag pattern with tiny holes. So that has to enable the vacuum suction. So for sequential steps, the vacuum mold casting process, which we can describe in the following steps. So the vacuum casting, it is same as the duplication with using our silicon mold. So the plastic vacuum casting, if we take with silicon molds, it was developed late in 1960s itself. So here, how our vacuum casting works. The vacuum casting means it has the high quality master model. It will require the high quality master model that we can use the industrial part itself. So we have to always ensure our master model is used in the correct dimensions and looks. So the sequential steps, first is the thin plastic sheet metal. Thin plastic sheet, not the sheet metal, the thin plastic sheet is placed over the casting pattern, and the vacuum pressure we will turn on. You can see the vacuum pattern, vacuum hole, thin plastic sheet, vacuum pressure. So what happens when the vacuum pressure is turned on, that will cause the sheet to adhere to the surface of the pattern. That is the first step. Then what we do, the special flask we use for this manufacturing process. So the flask, it will have holes for utilizing the vacuum pressure. If we can see the flask in the figure, the flask, it will be placed over the casting pattern and it will be filled with the sand. We can see the step 3, the pouring cup, and as well as the sprue, it will be cut in the mold. For what? For the pouring of our metal casting. For pouring of our metal casting, we need to, the sprues will be cut in the mold. And then comes our step 4. So another thin plastic sheet also we need to place. Another thick plastic sheet also we have to place over our top of our mold. Why? Means the vacuum pressure, when it is acting through the flask, what happens? Turned on, the plastic film will get adhered to the top of our mold. So in this vacuum casting, it is the process. For elastomers, we use a vacuum for drawing the liquid metal into the mold. So this process is used where the air entrainment is a problem. And the intricate details are, say, undercuts. If our material is fiber or wire reinforced. And then the next step comes in the next stage pattern, it will be turned off. So we need to turn off, and our pattern we need to remove. So our pattern we need to remove, and our vacuum flask from the flask, the vacuum pressure from the flask will be on. So that will cause our plastic film and as well as the top to adhere to the top, and the plastic film formerly on the pattern, it will adhere to the bottom surface. So the film on the bottom, if you take now, it will hold the impression of the casting naturally, casting in the sand with the force of our vacuum suction. Then if we take the step 6, the drag portion of our mold which is being manufactured, it will be the same. The two halves, it will be assembled for pouring of our casting. If you take 4 plastic films will be in use. So each of our internal casting cavity on our outer surfaces of our cope and as well as our drag. So our drag portion of our mold will be manufactured in the same fashion. Next step is during our pouring of our step 7 is during the pouring of our casting, the molten metal easily will burn away the plastic. So the properties and the considerations we should know of our manufacturing by our vacuum mold casting. If you take the vacuum mold casting manufacture, so we don't need for special molding sands or even binders. So the sand recovery and reconditioning is always a common problem in the metal casting industry. So due to the lack of binders and also the other agents in our sand, in the sand. So when manufacturing parts by means of the vacuum mold, so the sand mold will contain no water, so the moisture related metal casting defects can be eliminated. So the size of the runners, so we can reduce for this metal casting processes. So it can be more efficient in the use of the material. We take the casting manufactured by the vacuum molding, so that is also the relatively slow process. So if we take the vacuum mold casting, it is not suited to automation. So vacuum mold casting, it is known in the manufacturing industry as the V process. We employ a sand mold, so that will contain no moisture or binders. The internal cavity of the mold will basically hold the shape of the casting. Due to how means when the force, due to the forces that is exerted by the pressure of our vacuum. So our vacuum casting, so it is the casting process. So the special pattern we use for the vacuum mold casting process. So we can use the match plate or we can use the cope and drag pattern, where our tiny holes, it will enable a vacuum suction also. So the thin plastic sheet we can place over the casting pattern and the vacuum pressure will be turned on. So this is the step 7. During the pouring of the casting, the molten metal will easily burn away the plastic. So the vacuum casting will be the same as the duplication using a silicon mold. If you take the plastic vacuum casting using our silicon mold, it was late developed in 1960s. So in our vacuum casting, the casting process for elastomers, we use a vacuum to draw any liquid material into the mold. The vacuum casting we use for the entrapment. So that is the problem with the mold. So the vacuum casting process, how the vacuum casting works means the vacuum casting follows the process which we use to make the final product. We should have a high quality master model. Then the curing process, the master model will be encapsulated into 2-part silicon rubber mold. And once the mold is cleared, it will be cut, reveal the hollow space at the center. And we fill the resin. We need to fill the mold with the designated material and the final cured process. So the resin will be placed over the oven for the final cure. So the benefits of vacuum casting is high precision and fine detail to the finished product, high quality of the product, it lowers the production cost. So the uses, where we can use the vacuum casting. Vacuum casting applications in food and beverage industry for making bottles, for making tins, for commercial products and household. Food and beverages means food and drink industry. So we can make plastic bottles. So in larger scale also commercial products also, say the sunglasses, mobile cases, food and drinks packing, pens. Household products, if we take household products, washing detergents, products like washing detergents can be made, food processing, cosmetics by this process. So we have seen about all the processes we have seen about the vacuum casting processes in detail. So here in case of this vacuum casting also, we should have the correct optimum temperature when we cure the materials. That is most often required. The resin we require 30 degrees Celsius, so that can minimize shrinkage at vacuum pressure. So the time of 5 minutes and the mold temperature should be 60 degrees Celsius. Thank you.